What's going on, everybody? Welcome back for another video. What's going on? Sure hope you guys are doing really good. We're just gonna jump right into it. And all right, so we have FOMC meeting happening tomorrow. And so there's still like no signs of any rate cuts happening and none of that. You know what? Let me go ahead and let me put myself a little timer over here. Yeah, so there's no sign that there's going to be any cuts, whatnot. But I am wondering, what if we do end up getting a surprise cut tomorrow? That would be absolutely insane. The whole reason here says that, yeah, don't expect. Let's get this out of the way. Let's put me back over here. So they're saying, what's the reason? The reason why we are not expecting a Fed rate cut is because the inflation is still too high, jobs data are too good, and the economy is too strong. Now, for those of you that live in the United States like I do, I don't know. I don't know if, I mean, the inflation definitely is still high. Okay, but we're going to take a look at truflation and see what truflation says. But inflation is high, right? We see it in in the grocery stores, gas station, and all that. The job data, too good. I don't know about that. I honestly, I don't know. The economy is too strong. I mean, I guess, but the market and all that thing's been going down. So let's take a look at truflation. Truflation, like that. Truflation. Let's see. Okay. U.S. inflation index. Okay, and so year on year change, updating daily. Okay, so right now, according to truflation, the inflation rate for the United States is 1.54. Right? If this is correct, guys, the Fed is overdoing what they're doing, and it's going to come back like hard, where we could potentially either be fall into a recession, even though a lot of people think that we already are there. But yeah, so I mean, this thing is just going down like a lot. And so, I mean, if this is it, you see, the interesting part about this is truflation. Not entirely sure what are they, what these people are using to calculate the inflation rate, but definitely this is not what we see in the stores, right? So, I mean, 1.54% from last year, probably, right? Which is what it is, year on year change. And if that's the case, then, well, now the U.S. government has reported a rate of 3.0. So they're twice as high as what truflation is reporting here. So now, if this is the case, right, and the U.S., the Fed wants a 2%, then, and they do not cut any rates, this is it's going to be bad, guys. It's going to be really bad, because then we'll go into a deflation, and that could turn really ugly real quick. So, there is that. Okay. what else we have here? So that was, so why am I talking about this inflation thing, and what does that have, what can that do tomorrow? If so, right now it's priced in that tomorrow we're not gonna get a rate cut. Okay, we're not getting one tomorrow. But if we do end up getting a rate cut tomorrow, get ready. Get ready. Get ready, because it's going to fly. It's going to, I mean, it's my expectation. I have no idea. Just a guy with a hat, okay, backwards. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy if it does. And it would, it would fall in line with the chart. We'll take a look at coin market cap, and take a look at that. And I want to talk about some other news. This was about Edward Snowden, but we'll touch upon that when we talk about BasedAI. AVAX, okay. For those of you who are holding Avalanche token, they just announced California DMV, which is a total disaster. When I used to live there, I did not like going to the DMV. Here, in Ohio, it wasn't too bad. Florida, not too bad. Jersey is a joke as well. But anyways, the whole thing is the DMV is launching its own chain on Avalanche, guys, and has already digitized 42 million card titles on chain. That I agree with this. That is, quite big. So that is a real world use case, and Avalanche is doing its thing, guys. So let's go. I do have my Avalanche bag, so I like seeing that. And why not? You know what? Let's like this and let's repost. I like that. Okay, that's good. That's actually very, very, very good news. Okay, so we got that. And then let's just X that out. And then let's go over here. Alex Becker. Oh, yes, this was something that I was kind of alluding to yesterday, but we'll go back to that because this is gonna take me to AI, right? Based AI. What else? What do I have here? Okay, yeah, Turbo. For the Turbo fam, guys, you guys probably already know if you've watched your favorite influencer. You probably already know that Turbo has been listed on Bitfinex, okay, one of the world's leading tier 1 exchanges. And so the deposits started today, and the trading will start Friday. Okay, so very cool. Turbo continues to push forward. So congratulations to the Turbo community moving this project. I mean, fantabulously forward. So very, very, very cool. Congratulations there. All right, let's get rid of that. Okay, let's go ahead and let's look at our chart. Well, let's look at the market here, see what's going on. Let's refresh this. Fear and greed index practically unmoved. And yeah, so you guys can see some red. XRP going up a little bit. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. And not even sure. I forgot what we were gonna look here in the charts. But anyways, the whole thing is, we're looking at this downtrend here, but I don't know. I have a feeling that Bitcoin is going to turn around. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow, we see a nice reversal, and that would be absolutely amazing. Where was we got here? 67. Let's look at the last 7 days. So, trying to go back to that 70K would be pretty sweet. But as you can see, Well, in the last 7 days, it just turned green. Um, so yeah, we'll see. I mean, I have a feeling that something can turn around tomorrow if some of the data suggests that, we are, especially like truflation, right? If it is saying that this is the correct inflation, then we might see a reversal in policy. And if that's the case, hold on, guys, strap in, because it's going to be a wild, and I mean a completely wild ride. Okay, so we've got that. Now, let's go ahead and let's look at our memes. Let's see what's going on over here. And we got a lot of red, a lot of red. Book of Meme, it's doing some moves here. It passed Mog. Wow. It passed Mog, Popcat. Okay. And it's now what? Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. So all of you guys that are holding Book of Meme Bone, congratulations, doing fantabulously good. Mog's still doing okay, 6% in the last 24 hours. What else? Turbo, maybe that was a little bit of a solid news, but I think that eventually this will turn around, especially if tomorrow we get better news from the FOMC meeting, but we'll see. But Turbo still, you know, trying to hold there, and then we got Pepecoin here. Now, I am going to tell you something really, for those of us who hold Pepecoin, okay? Hear me out. Hear me out. I know you guys are seeing this and you're like, Pepecoin, oh my goodness. Like everything else is pumping and there's Pepecoin. Well, Pepecoin still finds itself at $254 million market cap, okay? Yet it hasn't been listed anywhere. Okay, no new listings anywhere. Now, Turbo has been listed on probably what, 3 or 4 exchanges, since the beginning of this year, probably. Since I've been covering it, I think Turbo has been listed like at least on 2, maybe 3 exchanges. Okay. And there is a $90 million gap between Turbo and Pepecoin. I mean, just imagine, okay, what would happen if Pepecoin were to be listed where Turbo got listed. I honestly think that it would probably blow past Turbo. Dog runes here. Punky, meme coin. It would probably be somewhere around, I don't know, between Cat in a Dog's World and Brett. Somewhere here. It would be sitting somewhere here in the top probably 10 or so. Okay. Just consider, guys, Pepecoin is practically all the moves that you've seen with Pepecoin has been just Uniswap, practically. I mean, that's mainly what you've seen. It's just Uniswap. So let's take a look at this. Let's look at the exchanges, right? We have some MEXC, but MEXC volume $237,000. You see, most of the volume, guys, is in Uniswap. Okay. And let's see. Well, and we have here this L Bank as well. It's got 52%. But I don't know this exchange that well. What does this mean? Reserve data unavailable. I don't know. I don't know then how true that is. But anyways, yeah. So think of when that occurs. I think it will be completely massive. Let's see here where most of the volumes are occurring. for Turtle, and Turtle, most of them is BitGet, HTX, and OKX. Okay, that's practically those the three exchanges. That's where most of the trading is happening. When you look at the Uniswap here, look at this, just 0.46%, not even 1%. Okay, trading. So that's what I've been saying for the last few videos. Once we start getting exposed to some of these centralized exchanges, this is gonna be, you know, the move in the millions, crazy, crazy moves. So that's just, you know, kind of a little thing for us to look into. And that's just terrible, right? I mean, if we were to compare to some of these other big boys, well, you guys know, it's crazy, absolutely insane. So, yeah. Okay, now that we saw that, let's keep going. Let's take a look at Alux. Alux still doing pretty good. I talked a little bit about Alex Jones yesterday, and it's doing its move. So, almost 11%, so pretty good. Let's take a look at Tucker. Tucker, it's taking a little dump here. Well, a little, 13%, a little over 13%. So, I mean, that's still pretty decent dump. But still, Tucker is one to keep. We'll leave this for last because we're going to get there. Doug the Duck, 7% in the red. Kind of trying to do a little return there to the green. Shido, $15.4 million. Again, part of the dumpage that everybody is suffering from. And we already look at Pepecoin, but let's take another look. 5.7% in the red. I do expect this to, again, you know, come back up. This is gonna be it's Pepecoin may end up being one of those tokens that a lot of people are going to hate like a lot, because a lot of people were waiting for more movement to happen earlier, and you know, in the last couple of months, and it didn't do that because everything else was also doing the same thing. And then we're looking at Popcat and Michi and all these other nonsense tokens. Sorry guys if you're holding any of those. In reality, they have pretty much no utility. You know, seeing all those things pump, and you know, you could lose faith real quick, right? And so, but you know, maybe you sold out of Pepecoin, and if that was the case, and this thing does rip up, I mean, you are not gonna be a happy camper. But I mean, when Pepecoin goes up, I am imagining that everything else is gonna go up with it. I just think that Pepecoin has the potential to do more multiples, right, than some of a lot of other projects. So, all right, now that we spoke about that, now let's get to the meat and potatoes of this video, really. And we're gonna be talking a little bit about BasedAI for the next few videos, because there is a lot of information. I am trying to get try to simplify, right, what BasedAI is doing, what it's going to do, what's the whole purpose of BasedAI, right? What the project brings to the space, and if it makes sense to invest in it. So, right, so the market cap, guys, $115.5 million. It continues to go down, but an easy, completely easy 20x from here. Very easy 20x from here. Okay, and I am telling you that I believe that at least, okay, I believe that this project can't be in the tens of billions of dollars. Okay, maybe 10 billion, maybe 15 billion, by the end of it. I don't know. Maybe I'm undershooting it, but I don't want to go ahead and go too crazy and be like, it's gonna be $100 billion. Like, no, I'm not gonna do that either. So, what is based AI, right? So we're gonna take a look here. Again, same thing. Most of the trading is happening, okay, in Uniswap, because once the mainnet launches and we get the base token, then at that point, I would imagine that at that point we'll start seeing listings and in centralized exchanges and all that. I think based AI will take off, and it's gonna be it's gonna be good. I just think that the community itself as a whole, including the teams and the devs and all that, we're just gonna have to do a really good job at continuing it to spread the news that, man, what, this project is unlike anything else. And so base AI is a network of computers, okay? So think of a whole bunch of computers, my computer, your computer, and everybody else's computer all together, okay? Base AI is a group of computers that allows integrating advanced encryption, okay? So it allows integration, okay, of advanced encryption with large language models. And you're like, what is large language model? It's just AI, okay? Don't think that I know. Don't think that I know at all. I had to Google a lot of these terms because I was like, what is all this? Like, it makes no sense to me. What are you talking about? Completely Chinese. Okay. That's the honest truth. We're not all, we know certain things, and then there's some other stuff that is, because there's a whole lot of projects that are focusing on different areas of life. So it's pretty hard to kind of know everything about everything, right? And so, anyways, whatever. Um, so I took some notes here because I had to ask ChatGPT, bro, like, simplify this, like, dumb it down, right? This is something that you guys can do as well. Go to the white paper, grab whatever section you don't understand. If you don't understand everything, then do it little by little. Okay, in this page, let me take this. What is it saying here? Boom, put it in ChatGPT. Tell me, dumb it down, tell me in simpler terms or whatever. And so here are some things, right, about base AI, and these are some of the things that the project this is like its focus, right? Decentralized network. So base AI uses a network of many machines working together, right? This is the network of computers working together rather than a single central server. So one of the important things about it is, right, the problem with ChatGPT is it's one entity that's holding all the information. All the information, they're holding it, right? So now they have, how much power that one entity holds? I know we can't fathom it. We go about our lives daily, like, whatever. But if we were to really think about it, it'd be like, oh my goodness, like, all my information is being fed to this AI. I mean, imagine getting to a point, and I think that was one of the things that Edward Snowden was kind of like alluding to, when it's like, imagine them having all this information when they can predict your next move. They can predict, because they already know what you eat. They can predict, okay, that's what they're gonna go get. When they go to the grocery, this is the type of stuff that they go down this aisle, they do this. I mean, imagine having your patterns, okay, to be able to determine, oh, your next move. I mean, I know it sounds like some sci-fi conspiracy theory stuff, but when you have that much information on somebody, and we are creatures of habits, right? I mean, we have patterns to what we do. And so, having all this information can be very, very, very dangerous, okay? Especially if your country ends up, you know, kind of being adversarial, where maybe they don't agree with some things that you do and they want to, take care of you. So, you know, take that information with a grain of salt. But I'm kind of jumping ahead here, but we need decentralization, okay? Fully homomorphic encryption, or FHE. This is a type of encryption, okay, that allows computations to be performed on data without decrypting it, ensuring privacy. This is like probably like one of the biggest points that makes BasedAI so important. And it is, okay, I want to send this information from point A to point B, but I don't want no AI to want it, I don't want any AI to get into my data. Like, I don't want anybody other than the recipient only to see what I'm sending. And so this FHE, right, the fully homomorphic encryption, this is a special type of encryption that won't allow, okay, anybody else to see it, okay? Because it'll be able to send the information over without any information being exposed, practically. I hope that makes sense. If not, you guys can always let me know down in the comments, and so we can have a better conversation at that, and I can always in the next video bring more information about it. We also have here Cerberus Squeezing. Okay, this is a special mechanism in the mining process that transform regular language models into encrypted ones, called zero knowledge LLM. Okay, this transformation uses techniques from generative adversarial networks to enhance data privacy. All right, so there's a lot going on there. So what Cerberus Squeezing, what it does is it'll take the regular language, right? The regular information, right? Like if I want to send a letter saying, hey, listen, I think that Joe Biden is senile, but I don't want anybody to see it, right? Or if I want to send, I don't know, like some private stuff that maybe is embarrassing, I don't know, whatever. And so what Cerberus Squeezing, what it'll do is it'll take my information and it will change it into an encrypted one. Okay? So that when it changes it to that encryption, then now it becomes zero knowledge proof. Okay? It's just some encryption. It's not the regular information as the end person would see it. Right? And so that's the whole Cerberus Squeezing, right? It says it's mining process that transform, okay, so it changes the regular language models into encrypted ones, okay? And then it also says here, this transformation uses techniques from generative adversarial networks. So what this technique does is it takes information from sources that could potentially attack the network. And it uses that information from this adversary, right? From these other programs or whatever that could potentially attack the network to make it stronger and to make it better. That's pretty cool. That's very, very cool. The other thing that it says here is encrypted processing miners in this network can handle and respond to user requests without needing to decrypt the data. maintaining security throughout the process, right? And that's what we're saying. We don't want anybody to we don't want anybody to look at that private information that we're sending. We just want the person that's sending it and the person that's receiving it. They're the only ones that need to see that message. We don't want any AI bot. We don't want any AI software out there to go ahead and try to get into this information to try to decrypt it and get, and see our normal language, right? Our regular language, that what we're trying to say, what we're trying to send to the other person. And so, this encrypted processing, that's the whole purpose of it, is to bundle it up in a really nice way that is not decrypted by any outside source. It can only be decrypted by whatever mechanisms BasedAI has built for the recipient. Okay. Performance optimization. Cerberus Squeezing helps to improve performance, reducing slowdowns, usually caused by encrypted computations, by optimizing interactions between users, miners, and validators. And I'm going to tell you, the way that this optimization will get better is if you get more agents, if you get more, more decentralization, more compute power, more AI agents, right? A lot more of that, because then when that happens, with more, computing power, then of course you could get a better, more smooth, right, response. And so, so that was the some of the things that we're gonna cover today, okay, for BasedAI. I hope that starts to, make some wheels turn in your head, kind of like, holy smoke, okay, you know what? This project may actually be something that we really, 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 really need, right? In this fast changing world where we're getting into AI and things are just moving so fast, technology is moving so fast. I mean, we want to make sure that our privacy, okay, it's a number one issue, guys. Because if not, if we don't have privacy, we are, it just makes no sense. It's not gonna be good. So, what did Edward Snowden say? Well, one thing he said is, hey, listen, if you're gonna vote for somebody, but don't join a cult. Okay, he may be referring either to the MAGA, okay, movement, perhaps, or maybe he is alluding to also the whole Kamala thing that's happening, where you have groups that are forming, this group for Kamala, that group for Kamala, or this group for Trump, that, like, cast your vote, but don't join a cult. Okay, don't. I mean, at the end of the day, he says here, at the end of the day, these political figures, right, they have their own interests, right? And these parties, they have their own interests, which at the end may not align with those of us. So I think that's a very sound advice that he gives there. And then he talked about, the security aspect of Bitcoin itself. That one of his biggest concern about Bitcoin is the privacy issues, right? Because he says that transactions are not anonymous and they can be traced back to individuals. Imagine if there was a project that can keep, these transactions anonymous. Wouldn't that be, a good thing to do? And so what he was saying is, ultimately, right, with all these transactions, you have to have an on-ramp and an off-ramp. And then eventually when you get to the on-ramp and the off-ramp, then you have KYC and the such, and you can actually, the government or whoever can actually track you down. And so he says here, they know what you read, what you buy, when you send Bitcoin to, who you support politically, like where your donations went. All of that is available to them. They can infer your thinking. They can infer your affiliations. And that's what I was talking about earlier, right? I mean, when they have so much data, okay, some of our private, information. I mean, this is not out of a sci-fi movie. I mean, this could potentially happen when they can actually predict, right, quote unquote, predict our next moves. Because again, we are, human. We're human, and we there's a pattern to us. It's the way that we do things. It's the way that we live. We eat certain things. If we're vegetarians, we eat certain things. If we're, vegans, we eat certain things. If we are, whatever it is, you're in a keto diet, they know what you eat. I mean, those are simpler things, but you guys get the idea, right? And so that could become a very dangerous thing. But if a lot of this information, okay, is kept encrypted by, I don't know, if maybe some project would think of doing something, right, that can help this whole potential violation of privacy, I think that project would do fantabulously well. Now, that may cause a problem with government, but that's a bridge to cross at that point. I just think at the moment, to be able to do certain things, to keep certain things like who you politically support, where your donations went, all that should be, it's your private stuff. It's just something to consider, guys. Anyways, this video went completely longer than what I wanted to, but the information here is completely very important. I was gonna say some of the words. I don't know why I say completely like 20 times, but you guys get what I'm saying. It's just very important. I think that BasedAI has got an amazing place and is setting itself up for a very good spot. Okay, and the next leg up. Don't fade it. Don't cheat it, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, for listening to all my ramble. I sure hope that this helps a little bit, okay, in your understanding of what BasedAI is, what is the end goal of BasedAI, what is it that it's trying to accomplish. So I sure hope that this does help you guys understand a little bit more, and we'll continue to touch up on certain other things, about BasedAI. And so with that said, guys, thank you so much. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you like this. If not, hey, listen, hit it anyways. Smash it with all your might. Love you guys. See you in the next video. Take care and bye-bye.